So there's a new study, and it finds the MIND diet is associated with a lower risk for dementia. So what is the MIND diet? It is a hybrid of the Mediterranean and DASH diets. Its goal is to specifically reduce dementia and decline in brain health. So joining us to talk about the study and the diet is our 9 Health expert, Dr. Kohli. So first, what is the MIND diet?
Don't you love that name?
It
says a lot.
I don't have the mind for it, but it sounds great.
So just as you said, it's sort of an upgrade of the Mediterranean diet. And it's not just fruits and vegetables, but it's specific brain-healthy fruits and vegetables. So you're talking about greens, leafy greens, and the darker the green, the better it is for your brain in terms of its anti-inflammatory effects and its antioxidant effects. So we're talking about arugula, spinach, kale, mustard greens, all the stuff we usually like to eat, but eating those servings, I like to eat them, Kim.
Wait,
I just looked, I gave her the side eye, sorry.
An arugula salad with strawberries on it sounds fabulous, but eating those every day. So making sure those leafy greens are part of your diet 7 days a week, and then also adding on top of that berries. So that's the other kind of fruit, all kinds of berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, at least 5 days a week.
Oh, okay. All right, so besides the side eye I gave you on the fact that I don't eat kale or whatever every day.
Hand me a bowl of mustard greens.
Yeah, that's my request. It is Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
But is it too late to start something like this? I mean, I do worry about that. I mean, if you really want to start cleaning up your act, is there a certain point where you can't do this?
No, in fact, it's never too late. What we're seeing with dementia is that it's a spectrum. We're seeing the prevalence go up. We're seeing more and more people develop it, and we don't have good treatments for it. So when we have something that could potentially be associated with a preventive therapy, whether it's in your 20s, 30s, 40s, your brain is constantly evolving. So the more you can get those anti-inflammatory foods in there, the more you can improve the vascular health, the better.
And you're better served by foods than supplements. The food is better than the supplement. How?
Yes, so food is always better than supplements because it's less processed, it's metabolized in a natural way by our body, and it's not cleared through the liver. So when you take a pill, the first place that it goes is to your liver. And so what a lot of people don't realize is that pills can actually interact, supplement pills can interact with their medications. They also don't realize that a lot of those supplement pills have all kinds of binders and fillers and additives that may actually be having harmful effects.
So does it help this much? And every little bit helps, or does it make an impact? Is it something you really could notice?
Let me tell you about the data, and we're talking about an association, not necessarily a causation, so there could be confounding, but it tells us, studies have told us that if you follow the MIND diet and you have high MIND scores, your risk of Alzheimer's could be 53% lower. And in fact, if you look at the brains of people who have high MIND scores and look at them under the microscope, they have 40% fewer of the Alzheimer's tangles, the plaques that cause Alzheimer's disease. And then if you look at all other types of dementia, all-cause dementia, you're talking about a 17% lower risk of having dementia.
Is it just the leafy greens, the berries, or is, I mean, there's much more to it?
Proteins, alcohol, I mean, all those things.
So we don't know if it's just the foods or if it's the fact that it's part of a healthier lifestyle. We think the latter, that in general, if you're eating a big bowl of mustard greens, for example, you're probably also exercising, also taking good care of yourself. Alcohol is an interesting one because the original MIND diet actually included a moderate consumption of alcohol.
Right.
Because we used to think that's good for your heart, moderate consumption. The later studies with the MIND diet have excluded alcohol altogether because we're now realizing that no amount of alcohol is considered healthy.
So no kale teenies, no mustard green old-fashioned.
Kale mocktinis, perhaps, with very little sugar.
I know people are going to look into it because obviously that's something that really hits home with so many people, directly or indirectly.
So many people impacted or know someone or it's in your family.
Yeah.
Well, we all worry about it so much. And it doesn't just stop at dementia. If you follow this type of diet, lower risk of heart disease, lower risk of cancer, more weight loss, you're really talking about keeping those blood vessels that go to all our organs healthy and keeping us healthy.
Look into the MIND diet. All right, Dr. Kohli, good to see you. Thanks again.